Hello there! This is Sherry Simpson coming to you live. I am now in Langford, British Columbia. This is just outside of Victoria, and I am in a city-like area, which is so different from where I've been for the last 6 weeks or so. So I am house sitting here for a week before I head into the valley, the Okanagan. So getting myself acclimatized to this before I move into a little bit of snow and a little bit a different environment in more center BC. So I wanted to pop in and say hello. My name is Sherry Simpson. I'm a transformational life coach. And today I wanted to chat with you about Chakra 8. So most people are familiar with the fact that we have 7 chakras. The 7 chakras are the main ones that we all talk about. And the 8th one is actually up here somewhere. It's about actually further. It's almost a foot above us. And it's one of the ones that's connecting us closer to source. And so I've talked about, I haven't talked about energy centers so much yet, but I'll get into that in a different video. But we actually lead with a certain energy, which is related to a chakra, but not the same. So the chakras are energy systems that flow within and around the body that allow things to move and shift. And you want a flow of energy to be in both directions through chakras. The 7th one points up towards the sky. The first one at the root points down towards the earth, and those two actually take energy from the source below us in the earth, extracting it up through the body and out through source, and we sort of fountain it. And the energy from above, from source, actually comes down through the chakra 7 and goes all the way down through the body, through all the chakras, and allows things to flow down into the earth. So we can think things and bring things from source through that energy system within the body and out into manifestation. And then we can actually bring the groundedness and centeredness from the earth all the way up through back to source. So we have this flow in both directions. When it comes to the 8th is more about our connection to divinity like the 7th, but it's almost like the one above that. And there are actually like 12 major chakras, but we really only talk about 7 so much. The 8th one is where the universal laws come in. So the universal laws are like gravity. Gravity exists regardless of whether you believe in it or not. So if you don't believe in gravity, you're still not going to float up like a helium balloon. You're still going to be grounded to the earth because gravity is existing regardless of whether you believe it or not. The universal laws are exactly the same. So in the 8th chakra area, we have the universal laws like the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a universal law that means like attracts like. So that means if I'm sending out a vibration of love, then I'm going to be attracting all things that are love and bringing them back to me. If I'm attracting or if I'm sending out a vibration of fear, then I am going to bring more things like a magnet that I'm afraid of, or that bring in, install, and create fear within me, because that's what I'm giving out. If I'm giving out a vibration of boredom, then I'm going to bring back more things that make me feel bored. So literally it's about emotions and what we are vibrating and what the body is energetically giving out that is a match to the universe around us and bringing that back. So that's basically how the law of attraction works. The law of allowing means that we allow things to come and we're not really controlling. So we can be very, very controlling. You know that you're over controlling things if the muscles on either side of your spine at the back are very tight and very sore, because those are the things that create like rigidity. So you know in a physical sense if you're over controlling, if you're really tight and tense along those muscles on either side of your spine. Then you really just want to go with the flow more. So if we're trying to nitpick and control, and we're trying to really like monopolize what's going on in our lives, with people, with situations, with places, and not actually allowing, then the law of allowing is actually, we're creating resistance against it. The law of allowing is like a trust. It's like a faith. It's like knowing that you always have enough, knowing that you're worthy and deserving, knowing that you're always in the right place at the right time. So it's that universal perspective that we draw in at that 8th chakra. One of the other ones is deliberate creation. Most people will go through life and just assume that they're stuck with what they have. That's not true, because you can actually create things deliberately, and there's a law called the law of deliberate creation, where you actually become a co-creator with your source and with your inner and higher self, and you can actually create the life that you want and that you love and that you desire and you deserve, rather than being, oh, I'm stuck in this situation, I guess I must just have to live with this for the rest of my life. Not true. You have the ability to step into that place, the law of deliberate creation, as long as you're using the law of allowing, because the law of deliberate creation, you could figure that you're going to control everything, and that's not true. You need to be in a place where you're trusting source to co-create with you. And again, that taps into that 8th chakra that's closer to source, that allows you to trust that that your source and your higher self actually have a place where they can actually see things that you can't, because you're within this space in the human sense where you can only see what is around you. But source can see everything. Your higher self can see everything. So trusting and allowing that things are unfolding as they should, but co-creating and stepping into that place of I can help by consciously and deliberately concentrating on the things I desire to attract rather than the things that I don't. So all of those things, there's many essential laws. There's so many to talk about. It's like there's so much. One of the things I wanted to share with you today is the abundance square. The abundance square is a really cool thing because it ties in your birth numbers, your month, day, year of birth, as well as your life path, which also ties in your month, day, year of birth. And basically, we pick when we're born and we pick our parents. So we've picked the situation that we want to step into, which means that we've picked the energy surrounding our birthday, because the numerology of the day we were born, and the numerology of the month we were born, and the numerology of the year you were born, and the numerology of your life path, which is a combination of those, is an essence of who you are. And because we lead with certain energies, that is also the essence of who you are. When you are born in a certain month, on a certain day, in a certain year, that is your astrology. Then the stars were all aligned at a certain spot. You picked that as well. And so you lined up things ahead of time before you got here as part of that universal law, higher connection to source, about what it is that you wanted to learn and what it is that you wanted to bring forward. So the idea of bringing this abundance square into fruition is that we pull in your month, day, year, and life path numbers based on when you picked when you were born, and I create a 4x4 square. And in that 4x4 square, every row, every column, each diagonal, all four corners, hi there, Jessica, all four corners and the center of this square all add up to the same number. And that is really cool because it's like activating you at a soul level, activating you at a deeper level. So it's all about your birth numbers that create this pattern that you can activate. And so what happens when you activate it is that you set an intention to it. And you can use this over and over and over again, just like a map or a blueprint, because you're setting a different intention to it each time. And when you set a different intention to this abundance square that ties in all those universal laws, and it ties in you because it's using your birth information, and then you can actually set the intention. And what happens is when you're doing that, because it's tied into you and it's tied into your numbers, you get inspired actions that are related to you, that are you co-creating with your source and moving forward with your intention. So if your intention is to create a healthier body, and say we'll just go with something easy, like I want to release 10 pounds, within X amount of time, because I wanted to wear this amazing dress, and it's hanging in the closet, and I want it to look great on me, and it's for such and such wedding or whatever it is. So you set the intention that you're going to fit into this dress by a certain day of time, and you're going to feel amazing, and you're going to look amazing, and it's going to be an amazing, wonderful experience. You're going to set that intention into this square. So what happens when you focus on that, and now you're carrying this square, which is just on a piece of paper, and it's just 16 numbers in a grid. With this intention, you're carrying it around with you as though you're sending it out into your reality around you as you carry it. Then you're going to get inspired actions to take that are in alignment with your intention. And they're in alignment with you because you're using your birth information. So that means you're going to get synchronicities about what to do, or who to contact, or what to eat, or what to think about, or different things like that that are inspired by your intention and related to you and your higher self and your desire. So it's very cool how it works. And then you want to act on the things that are coming to you. And so even though some of the things that we're inspired to act on according to our higher self may not logically make sense, we want to continue acting on those things because our highest self and our divine self and our source and those things above us at that 8th chakra level can see the bigger picture. So we want to follow through with those things that we're inspired by when we get those actions, because those are about our higher self telling us messages. So sometimes that'll be like inspirations where you're like, oh, I need to call so-and-so, or oh, I need to go into this store for some reason, or oh, I need to go eat this fruit for some reason. And so there'll be things that may be different than what you normally are doing, but that's exactly what you need to get you to the intention and the goal, because it's different than what you've normally been doing. And it's inspired by your intention and your birth information. So it's very cool. And then once you've like achieved that goal, then you set a new intention and you carry a new intention around in your pocket or your wallet. So you just continue to use this to help you co-create with your inner self and source and follow all of those universal laws. So it's very cool. I really like doing them and seeing how people achieve what it is that, like how long it takes, and seeing like what kind of cool things they've been inspired to do. So that is one thing that I definitely do that is in alignment with that 8th chakra. The other thing I help people with that is similar is using a manifestation blueprint. So you know I love to talk about manifestation. You know I love to talk about the universal laws. All of us are in alignment, or we're following the rules, just like gravity, of the universal laws, but we each have our own manifesting blueprint based on who we are at a soul level. So this is the Akashic Record stuff that I do, and it ties in your birth information again. And what it does is I give people a spectrum with 7 different lines, and you personally and uniquely and authentically on each of those 7 items are at a different place. And so maybe you're a progress person. Maybe you're a person who is more internal versus external. And I don't mean introvert, extrovert. It's a little bit different. But there are 7 different things that are uniquely you, that if you tie those into how you manifest, so it's a blueprint because it's based on how you manifest. And so if you tie some of those things into the goal that you're manifesting, then you can manifest things quicker and easier into the physical reality because you're following you. You're following your soul guidance. You're following things that are mapped more to who you are at that deep soul level. So both of those things I really love to do for people because it really ties us into source, it ties us into our higher self, and it ties you into manifesting things and co-creating things into the physical. And again, it's one of those things that's a map that you can use over and over and over again for different goals. So I have both of those available. If you buy them together, then they're more affordable for you. If you buy them separately, I think one of them is $55, the square is $55, and the manifesting blueprint I think is $89. If you buy them both together, I think it's $110 or $111. And buying them both together and using them together is like magic. So that ties in a lot of the chakras. And so one of the things that I did over the last week was connect in all of the chakras. And if you know which chakra you lead with, then that is even more information about who you are at a soul level, and more information about, in a human sense, how you bring things into a physical height, and how you can co-create with your own source and your own divine self. And so I really like sharing things like that with people because it actually is, it's valuable in the sense of human stuff, because you can actually use it to co-create stuff in actual physical reality, but it ties into that like inner guidance, and it ties into who you are. So when I do things for people like the manifesting blueprint, it's literally like people will actually be like, oh, like this woman knows me at a soul level, and it's just because I'm actually connecting to you at a soul level and pulling through who you are at a soul level, and then saying, hey, by the way, if you've forgotten how wonderful you are, this is the things that your soul is coming forward with, and these are the things that you're talented and gifted at, and this is where your legacy and your purpose and your passion is. And so if you've been disconnected from those things, then let's realign you with who you are at a soul level and what you're meant to do here. So those are both two really cool things that I like to bring forward to people, because it does connect on a physical level. And that's where we live. We live in this physical reality. And it also ties in that inner self and that inner guidance with that soul self and that seeing everything from above. One thing also that I like to provide for people, whether I'm providing you ways to do it yourself, is ways to align your chakra and keep that energy flowing every day. So if you've been following through with the chakra series that I've been doing, then I use like the globes, and I put the lights in the globes, and I visualize those things. Or you can eat different foods that are different colors associated with the chakra that may not be active or balanced in the way that you need it to be. You can wear different colors. You can picture different areas of the body being more healed and associating it with different colors. And so there's so many ways that you can do it. But I can also do a chakra clearing for you, where I go into your Akashic record, connect to you at a soul level, check which chakras are over and under balanced and by how much. Check in to see how that may be affecting you in life and which areas it may be affecting you. And then align those chakras for you. And so I do a chakra balancing as well. But you can definitely do that yourself. It's just kind of nice to know if you're always getting out of alignment in certain chakras and what that's connected to. So many people who are not confident in themselves will always get out of alignment with their solar plexus. Or people who are over giving but under receiving will be out of balance with their heart. People who are not speaking their truth will be out of balance with their throat. And if it happens that on a soul level that you are meant to lead with that chakra or with that energy center, again, I'll get into this in a different video about the energy centers, then you can really be tripped up, and you could sort of feel like you're stuck in like a Groundhog Day, or stuck in a place where life isn't fulfilling, but you don't know how to get out of that cycle of things and move into something that feels more passionate, because you're stuck in that area that you're meant to be leading in. And so that's fascinating as well. I get all excited talking about this stuff. So I'm hoping that information was useful and helpful. Connecting in with all your chakras. Let me know how you liked that series. If you have any questions, if you haven't seen all the videos, I basically did one a day. I missed a couple of days in there, but you could check the videos in the group, and the chakras were all lined up from day 1 through day 8, which would be today. I think chakra 6 and chakra 7 I ended up doing together. So let me know how that was. Let me know if you're interested in the abundance square, which ties in your birth information, or the manifesting blueprint, or the two of them together, which is even more activating and even more fun. And if you do have issues going on with your body, I have healed a autoimmune condition that was affecting my throat. It's been about 6 years now, and I'm feeling healthier than ever, and I don't take any thyroid medication or any medication at all. But I do check in with myself. I'm making sure that I'm not people-pleasing. I'm making sure that I'm balancing. I'm making sure that I'm sharing the truth, and I'm listening to myself and other people. So I'm really making sure that I'm balancing my throat, because that is the area for me that was affected. For me, I lead with my 7th chakra, which is crown and connection to source. And my second item that I lead with tends to be my third eye, which is about connecting to my inner self and connecting through sharing things about inner self with other people, and being able to channel information as it comes to me and pay attention to inspired actions. Like sharing this abundance square was just something that came to me that I knew I was meant to share. And so following through on things like that is in alignment with passion and purpose. And you just have to be open to doing that. And so that's part of me speaking my truth and making sure that I'm balanced through that area that I used to have, the autoimmune condition. But if you do have autoimmune conditions or disorders or things within the body, then longer readings are something that I help people with. I do card readings where I'll actually check in with you at a soul level, connecting with your guides and your angels, and then I'll ask for messages that are related to different body parts. So what I'll do is map out, it doesn't end up looking like a body, but I'll map out a body on a piece of paper and then start calling in cards that are associated with body parts. So I might start asking questions about, the right hip and the right leg and the right foot and ankle. And it might end up being like left leg and like left foot and sacral chakra. And I've had readings that were like the spleen wants to say this, and the pancreas needs to share this, and the digestive system as a whole needs to share this, and the one of the glands in here, like the third eye or the a pituitary gland needs to share this. So it's very interesting when it comes to actually bringing information from soul and from guidance, what parts of the body want to come forward. And I often do that with card readings because my guides and teachers and angels know what it is that I share and what I see in cards. So the cards come up and I share the information with you associated with body parts and body areas and what messages you're meant to hear at that time. So those are deeper readings. Those are more meaningful readings that I record for you. And then I do some healing within those sessions that you can come back to an audio or a video for, so that you can get those healings over a period of time if it's too much to handle all at once. So those are some of the things I do for my clients, and some of those things I would love and adore to do for you. If you have any questions or comments about that, let me know, because you deserve to be healthier. You deserve to be wealthier. You deserve to have better relationships. You deserve to live passionately and purposefully. You deserve to live in alignment with your higher self. You deserve to co-create with your higher self. You deserve to thrive. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like that is not your way of living now, then it's time to change. And that's what 2018 is. It's this year of service where we're actually stepping forward into, how can I step into a place where I'm ready to serve the world at large? What am I meant to do here? What is my passion? What is my purpose? What is the legacy I'm meant to create? And many of us are not in a place where we're capable of stepping into that, because we're not healthy, we're not feeling worthy, we're not feeling deserving, we're not feeling like we're ready to do that. And so we need to heal ourselves, we need to go within, we need to connect the masculine and the feminine, we need to connect the giving and receiving in order to be able to come forward with all of that good stuff. So if you're ready to come forward, and I know it takes a lot, I'm very proud of all of my clients who come forward and say, I'm ready, because it can be challenging to look inside and figure out why you're not giving to yourself, why you're not allowing and deserving of love and of health and of true abundance in all areas. And so I commend anyone who is ready. And if you are ready, let me know, because you're totally deserving of it. So happy Friday wherever you are. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. If you haven't seen any of the previous chakra videos that I've done, make sure you go check those, because there'll be one for every area. And I'll pop in again soon and let you know more about the energy centers and about what we are like more at a soul level, and some of the things that I can bring forward about you at a soul level and how that is helpful. So namaste. Have a beautiful day wherever you are.